Yeah, man. Okay. What can you get away with? What can you get away with saying as a targeted individual with this technology that's not acknowledged by the authorities? What can you get away with? Well, let me start by saying that this little string of videos that I'm coming out with today, it revolves 100% as usual around Marcus and Ricky Patton and these gang stalkers broadcasting and doing torture. Okay, when they broadcasting stuff in my eyes, that's torture. Here I go. Here I go again. Okay, Marcus is the main problem and it has been for about 6 or 7 years now. Okay, when I started doing SoundCloud and I was putting out 50 to 100 little things a day sometimes, um, snippet recordings and different things, ultimately to add up to like 15,000 tracks on SoundCloud on like 58 accounts. Um, that was mainly because of Marcus. Okay. At the end of 2016, mid to end, um, Black James, Emily, and Kimberly were the three gang stalkers I had throughout 2016. And then the rest of them were random, just on and off, come and go, come and go. When James got off, Kimberly went with him. It wasn't long after that that Emily faded on off too. Okay, and they would all, well, Kimberly not so much, maybe a couple times, but rarely ever came back on my channel ever. In the last 5 years, Kimberly, Gang Stalker Kimberly, has hardly came back on my channel at all. She's the only one. There's been a lot more come and goes, and there's been some more that add, like Ricky Patton, that add on that just never left. Um, Emily's comes back now and then. She's always comes back now and then. And she's been back this year. She's been back last year. She's been back a few times. Black James and her come together, usually now. Nowadays, they come together. So they're like, I guess, something. Some kind of item, or at least like gang stalking partners. They definitely used to be, and they still are. Um, when the when that little group got off of my channel as the main people, that's when Marcus came on as the main guy. Okay, Marcus from Howard Circle. And when Marcus came on as the main guy, things changed. Things became, instead of like harassing me with like artificial telepathy and like just interacting with me and playing little mind control games and doing sometimes even fun stuff, it just became violent, jealous, envious torture every single day, all the time. And it's been that way ever since like August 2016. So we're looking at 5 years solid. Marcus got perfect attendance for those 5 years. And not long after that, his brother, I think, is his brother. I don't know. I don't know his name or anything else, okay? He said different names, okay? He's just part of the family, part of the Howard Circle gang stalking hackers. And I believe it's Marcus' brother. And he came on with him some months after that. And he's been on my channel probably at least 4.5 years, okay? And then Ricky Patton came on as the third full-time guy in June, probably June 2017. Okay, so he just passed 4 years. And they all got perfect attendance every day, full-time, all the time. Those three never left. They never leave. They're always on. Excuse me. Those three always on, every day. Okay, and every single day, there's physical torture with them attacking me with broadcasts, what a lot of people would call a direct energy weapon, okay? It's really them living as, connected to and living as a hologram broadcast and doing things to physically attack me as a human. They're living as a broadcast, physically attacking me as a human, okay? And broadcasting all this crud in my eyes has been pretty much every day for about a year now. Before, they've always done horrible stuff. touching my eardrum, messing with my eardrums, penetrating my skull, hurting real bad, attacking my knee and my toes and my bones and my heart, all kinds of stuff. But the attack in my eyeballs, it came along, and it was Marcus' brother that actually started it. And this was in maybe August of 2020. And the reason was because I had started digging into the root file systems of my devices and finding a lot of their files, and I was hijacking all their files off of my own devices and putting them onto flash drives and stuff. And then I started looking through all of them on this old Mac Tower, a Mac Pro Tower from like 2002. Okay, I took the Wi-Fi out of it, I took the Bluetooth out of it, and I unscrewed the modem off of the board and took it out. For about 2 weeks, I had free reign. I was just digging through all the files I had taken, their files that I had taken off my devices. And that's when I was finding all of their little hacker APK files. I was finding all of their little scripts they were writing. And I still have all of this. I still have it all. Okay, and then somehow they figured out how to get into that tower, that device, that computer. And they started making files disappear and doing stuff. And I had to quit. And that's a computer that had no connectivity. And they were getting into that with broadcast. Okay, only broadcast hacking could get them into that because it was plugged to nothing and it had no connectivity. And only EMF broadcast hacking, okay, them living as broadcast, somehow getting into that device. That's the only way it's possible. Okay, and Marcus from the Matheny family and Ricky Patton and Marcus' brother, and they called in some real hackers. They called in some people to help them out with that. And EMF broadcast hacking is the only way that they could do that because there is no connectivity on that computer. And they have to get into that. Same was like where they would get into something like, like a baby monitor camera or something that doesn't have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and they get into it anyway. And they're signal hacking, and they're hacking. The only way they can do that is without being a human with some special equipment very close by, is by living as EMF broadcast, and that's what they're doing. And so anyway, this torture continues every day. And this guy Marcus, he's the biggest problem in the gang stalking community for the gang stalkers themselves. He's a gang stalker, yes. He's a horrible one, okay? But he's very stubborn and very hard-headed, okay? And if he starts doing something and I start doing something about it, typically a smart person would say, okay, let me stop doing this because it's causing too many problems. This guy's talking about sex trafficking and mind control, rape, and all of this stuff. And how does he say this stuff? Because it's the truth. Okay, that's how I could say this stuff about Tony Bruce. Okay, that's how I could say this stuff about this girl putting me on Target and giving Tony Bruce his neural monitoring and access to mine as a gang stalker, and Marcus and Ricky Patton access to mine. All this stuff's true. That's how I could say it. That's how I can say it because it's true, and I filed a whole bunch of police reports against these people, and the police ain't doing nothing about it, and these people are sex traffickers, these people are rapists, these people are terrorists. That's what they really are. They're terrorists, and they're waging war against innocent people, me. They're waging war against me, and you got probably gang stalkers waging war against you. Let's band together. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm telling everybody, hey, get on your job, man. Get on Xcode and get on your DNS, get on that Umbrella, or get on Cloudflare or OpenDNS and get that right. And then get on localhost and enable PHP and learn about these APIs and dig into your applications and start learning about how they're really operating through Facebook and on Google and how they're all into your stuff. Learn about it. Learn about it. Learn about it. Start from the beginning. How? Learn about it. Start from the beginning. Start like this. Go on to your laptop or your desktop computer, a real computer, not a phone. Go on to there. You can get them. They're cheaper than phones. You can get one cheaper than a phone. Okay, you can get a desktop or a laptop for less than $200, brand new. We do. We got to all band together and do this. All right, and get on a real computer and start from the beginning. Get a code. Get a text editor like Sublime or VS Code or something. Okay, Atom. There's a bunch of them. ATOM. There's a bunch of different ones. I use Sublime and VS Code. I also use Xcode, and I also use Android Studio. Those are the 4 that I have. And Android Studio and Xcode are more advanced, and they're different. They're other things rather than just a code or a text editor, but they have that built in too. They also have virtual machines. You can have a virtual iPhone or a virtual Android that you built in those. Okay. You also need to get VirtualBox. VirtualBox is something that that's basically what you use to run Linux. Or if you got a Windows, you could run Mac or Linux on your Windows computer as a virtual machine. If you got a Mac, you can run Windows or Linux or anything else. Okay. You want to be running like Linux Kali or Ubuntu or whatever. Because it's like they say it's ethical hacking, and they build these OSs, these Linux operating systems are built to attack. They're built to penetrate. So they're made for hacking and penetration. And so when you're a developer and you're trying to create, if you're trying to create applications or programs or anything, you would use, Kali or Ubuntu from Linux. You would use that to attack your own stuff, ethical hacking, to find the weaknesses to make it stronger. Okay, but these gang stalkers ain't ethical. So they're using it to basically to administrate your devices and to make you a user. And then they have a administrative authority, and they're running all these API calls, all these HTTP requests in the background, live streaming on your Facebook. Okay, you can't even find it. They're writing all these websites in PHP, and you can't even get on it. So get on localhost. Get your Apache server enabled, localhost. All right, and enable PHP, and learn about DNS and all of that stuff. APIs are a big deal. That's important. You need to learn about the APIs and get the Facebook SDKs for iOS and PHP and all of that, JavaScript, and learn how to use them and build your own applications and build your own sites. If you can do those things, if you can follow the directions and learn the basics to do those things, then you should be able to figure out what these gang stalkers are doing and stop them, or at least see what they're doing and get that as evidence. And that's the biggest deal. That's the biggest thing, because that's really what they're doing. Okay, and they're doing these EMF broadcast live streams on your device, on your account, over your network, as you basically in the background. They're doing all of this stuff for real. Okay. Meanwhile, they probably some girl you like, they probably done put her on mind control and taking turns on her and broadcasting it to you the whole time. That's what they do. They're sex traffickers. They're human traffickers. They're sex traffickers. They're pushing slavery with this remote neural monitoring, really, and they're selling neural monitors back and forth and stuff. You can get your neural monitoring. They got theirs. Okay. Look, let me tell you something. This is the real truth. I swear to God. Okay, swear to God. Okay, there's one person I know that's got neural monitoring that has any ties to anybody important. Okay, and the rest of them are, I swear to God, mostly the rest of these gang stalkers are mostly half-ass hackers that are meth addicts. They're methamphetamines addicts, and this is the biggest thing that they try to accuse targeted people of, is being meth heads or something like that. And for the most part, we're just creative, good, cool people that they're scared to. We get our neural monitoring and we might try to shut down their little operation of sex trafficking and torture. And so they want to make sure that we stay hostage and enslaved, and they want to use us like the Truman Show and make money. That's how they make money. Doing EMF broadcast live streams of our life, like Marcus torturing me, dumping all this EMF crud in my eyes and blinding me, him and Ricky Patton, and they're doing that, and that's how they make money. When Ricky Patton's with his little broadcast, pretending, or not pretending, but with a broadcast, actually, like doing this I'm nutting on your food thing. That's one of his main things, to delete my files and to do the I'm nutting on your food, and to help Marcus and Tony Bruce do broadcast stuff on my face and do things to hurt me. Because he's not a good hacker. He's just an idiot. So that's his thing. He can't figure out how to do nothing cool, so he just decides to delete my files and do things to bother me, delete my people, delete people off of my accounts. These things are making them financially liable for a lot. Okay, because I'm starting to run this thing like a business. All right, and they're going to go and delete my files and delete my followers and subscribers and destroy my property by crashing my devices. And these things make them financially liable. Okay, and when I say I got all this evidence against them, I really do. I really do have the scripts that they've written. I really do have all their little hacker files, and I've really got all their virtual devices and all kinds of stuff. All right, and all this stuff, I got it, and I can't hardly even go through it because they're waiting. They're sitting there waiting. They don't get off my channel 24/7. They're there. All right, they're always there. When they're asleep, they're still there. They're awake as a broadcast. That's how it works. That's why they can do this 24/7. So they never leave off my channel. They got perfect attendance 24/7, and they're waiting for me to put them files on something. That's why I bought a duplicator machine. So when I do start messing with them files, it's not the last copy. When they try to delete and corrupt everything, it's not the last copy. So they're in deep water with me, man. They're in way too deep. Their eyeballs deep, man, and they ain't getting out of it, and they know it. So they're just going to try to play it out with torture and do everything they can, and they're desperate. They're real desperate. That's why the torture is getting worse every day, because they want to provoke me. Okay, but all they're going to provoke me to do is talk about it more and more and more and spread the real truth. And that's why I could say it. That's why look, if I couldn't prove it, and I hadn't filed 20, 25 police reports and them do nothing, and I didn't have all this evidence with all this file stuff and all the stuff that they've been doing, if that wasn't the circumstance, they'd be right down at the courthouse filing protective orders and trying to get me arrested and charged with all kinds of stuff. But they can't do a damn thing like that because it's true, and they know I can prove it. And so they're stuck. That's why Ricky Patton is stuck. That's why Tony Bruce is stuck. That's why this girl that put me on Target, stuck. She's probably dying to run down there. Tony Bruce probably want to go file something. Ricky Patton want to file. They always threaten it. They say they're doing it all the time. But I'm here. I'm leveraged. All right, and I got their files that they put on my devices, and they're still doing this every day. And I got so much evidence, and I've been stacking it up for years and years, and I probably got hellified lawsuit against the Clayton County, as well as them personally, because they're financially liable for a lot. Plus all this torture, they're going to prison, and they know it. They know it, if nothing else, for all the hacking. You can't hack somebody's stuff to try to suppress them every single day, stealing all their files and all that stuff. They're racking up felonies every day. Every day of the week, they get felonies. And I can go into my devices and find their stuff every day of the week. I don't even do it no more. It's old news. I got 100 and something flash drives, memory cards. Literally, I don't even know what to do with them all. It's ridiculous. I ain't got so much, I don't even care no more. Only Marcus and the other guys, they know it. I got enough. I don't even got to try to get their stuff anymore. Now I just focus on trying to learn how to do this coding and network stuff. Right now I'm looking into, how to decipher Wireshark packets, and how to write scripts that make their 127.0.0.1 turn into a real IP address, so I can go file warrants. It's warrant time. That's where I'm at. I'm almost to going and file warrants and having perfectly legitimate, undeniable grounds for lawsuits against these people personally and the counties and cities, whatever. I'm real close, okay? And it's my knowledge. It's my knowledge and the evidence that I've gained that's got me in that position. So otherwise, they just try to pretend like you're crazy or something, but they can't even say that about me because I got them. I've literally got them. And why am I doing these videos every day talking about it now? Because they're pissing me off. Because Marcus won't get off my face, him and Ricky Patton, with their broadcast. They won't get off my face, broadcasting my eyes, trying to blind me. Their malicious intent every day, all the time. Right? So it's horrible to go through, but I wouldn't, you can't go nowhere, bro. You ain't, no, hell no. You ain't going nowhere now. We're going to play this thing out. I wouldn't put these guys off on nobody. I can take it. I promise. I can take it. You can't do enough. to me, bro. There ain't enough you could do, Marcus. You're done. Bro, you're cooked. Smoking, black, and cooked. Boy, you like I forgot about your ass in the oven. Dead ass, man. That's where we're at with it. Marcus, Scott Marcus. And it's about 20 more that I don't mention. They know they're done for too. They know it. They all know it. They wish to God that Tony Bruce would send some goons to kill me. They all want to break in my house, but it don't even matter. Nothing they can do even matters anymore. They're that far gone. Really. It's a bunch of them, man, and they're done for. They're done for, and I just keep striving every day. Hey, when I make my move, it's gonna be so solid. It's gonna be so solid, man. I'm gonna walk away with millions, man, and these fools all gonna be in jail. I'm gonna send them a little bit of money on their books so they can buy some iced honey buns. I'm gonna say it's from that guy that's laughing about your metal ass mat you sleeping on for the rest of your life. That rack, that metal rack in that cold concrete. Boy, you better climate to that. Marcus on my eyes, you know? Him and Ricky Patton. All in my eyes, every day. Every day lately, they're all over my eyes. And see, I'm just campaigning. I'm campaigning and I'm building. Check out the new channel, EMF Broadcast. Then I got artificial telepathy. Then I got remote neural monitoring. I also got the Padawan stock trader. And then I got this one, you know. I got a few other channels too, but that's like personal stuff. Got like 6 YouTube channels, like 6 or 7 Facebook groups that are booming. Bunch of Facebook pages, thousands of people following them. Then I got all the old stuff, man. I'll turn this thing into an enterprise. I'm about to start collaborating with everybody too. You know, all these other TIs. I seen a guy today. Somebody sent me something, and I checked it, and I forget the guy's name. It was targeted something. I forget. I messaged him. I was like, you on point, man. I'm promoting. But some of you guys out there, you need to get in order about what you're talking about. And I'm gonna contact some of y'all. If you're targeted people, you're doing videos and you don't know what you're talking about, then you know, I'm gonna talk to you privately, because we got to get this thing unified and get on the same page about what's really going on. Because I don't want you accidentally spreading propaganda, you know, because that's helping the other side. And I ain't hating. I'm just saying, like, it got to be real. It's got to be what it is. Like, we can't be talking about 2 red cars and 3 red cars or some micro dust and chips and all the stuff that it ain't. We can't be spreading that around, because that's causing confusion. And this is already confusing enough. This is already confusing enough for these people that are going through it. So we can't help these gang stalkers. Anyway, that's all, man. That's what's going on. That's how I can say all the stuff that I say and and I don't really get away with everything. They still try to file stuff, and I have been in court 20 times about my YouTube channel. I swear to God, I've been in court 20 times about my YouTube channel. They want me to take the whole thing down. That's what I'm under attack all the time. It's hard, man. It's hard to go through what I do and go through what I do, and they're attacking me, and it's hard, and the system ain't built for us, and you know that. But I fight. You know, I'm willing to fight, and I'm willing to stand up anyway, right? And I risk it all because I know I'm right. I know I'm right, and I know I ain't crooked, and I know I ain't evil, and I know they are. And I'll stand up against them right to the very end. And that's how it's got to be. So anyway, I really do appreciate all of you guys watching every day, all the time, follow my story. I appreciate it all. I'm gonna start coming up with more cool stuff. You know, some product, some merchandise, and you know, I'm gonna keep leveling up the channels and everything else. So just stick with me, man. Stick with me. I'm about to make some real moves, and this thing's gonna get real nice. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. It's all good, man. I'm not scared of these people. I'm not, man. I'm not scared of them at all, man. Walk right up to Satan and spit in his face. They don't scare me, bro. They really don't, because I know who I am. So that's what's up. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you later.